So now that we have finished your son's assessment, we went through the scores, we talked about the testing and what we did and what everything means. We have a little bit of time left, so I was just wondering if you have any questions or any concerns that you would like to discuss.
Well, right now I'm really just concerned about how this disorder is going to affect him, like in the future. Like I'm just worried about like him and as a teenager, like in high school, if he's going to be able to make friends or if he's going to get bullied, or when he's an adult, like is this going to affect him getting a job? Like is he going to be able to lead a normal life? I'm just concerned about how this is going to affect him later.
And what I hear you saying is that you're concerned about how the language disorder will affect him socially and functionally later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from a functional standpoint, like him getting a job, him being able to live on his own, being independent, and being able to just do like daily adult tasks, I don't think this language disorder will prohibit him from that. The language disorder is just a moderate, expressive, and receptive language disorder like we discussed. So he will still be able to get a job. He will still be able to participate in his classes with the help of speech therapy and those kinds of things. We will make him and teach him how to be functional with the language disorder. And we will try to improve his skills as much as possible, and we're not going to set him up so that he can't function as an adult. That's not the end goal of therapy. From a social standpoint, you mentioned the word bullied specifically. I know your son is 5 and he just started kindergarten. Tell me about his relationships at school. Tell me about his friends.
Well, so far, they're not bad, but I know that there's like a couple kids in his class that aren't like, there's one kid that doesn't speak the same language as all the other kids, and he's like from a different country, and so they all kind of like, they don't really include him. Like I know that he kind of is by himself, so I'm just worried that that's going to happen to my son. Like I'm afraid that like if he can't like interact with them, that they're going to do the same thing to him. Like I'm worried about that.
Okay, so you feel that because your son is different, the kids are going to treat him differently?
Yeah, like I'm afraid that it's just going to be the same like situation.
So that's a tough concern, because I feel like that specific concern takes a lot of people to target, like that, because you're talking about it in a school setting. So I feel like if that case were to ever arise, we would need to involve the teachers. We would need to involve the principal. We might need to involve the other students' parents. That would involve you and your husband, and then it could involve me if he expressed to me what was happening. So I feel like that is just something we would have to kind of address as a team if it were to ever happen, but it might not ever happen, because your son's disorder is moderate. He just has a moderate language disorder, so it's not super noticeable to the unfamiliar person. Like his 5-year-old classmates might not be able to notice that he talks a little different than the rest of them, because he's still able to communicate. It's in 2-word utterances, and he talks in a lot of like nouns and verbs, but you can still understand him. So I don't think bullying will be a huge concern right now. If it is something that you are concerned about and you just want to find more information about, then I would strongly encourage you to talk to his teacher to find out their policies, like what the specific teacher would do if she were to think that he was being bullied, because a lot of teachers now, they implement lessons in their class about how people are different and that that's okay. And so, especially since you said there is someone in his class already who is being treated differently because he speaks a different language, I'm sure she has policies and procedures that she follows to address those concerns.
Okay.
So I would just encourage you to talk to his teacher and to kind of gauge it from there, and then we could also address that in therapy if we need to. There's things that I can do to help him feel more confident in himself, and I could teach you the strategies as well, so you could tackle them at home.
Okay.
Do you have any other concerns, any other questions?
Not that I can think about right now, just because I have a lot to kind of process already. But I'm probably definitely gonna have questions. More questions later.
And I know I gave you a lot of information today. It was a lot of stuff to work through and a lot of stuff to talk about. So if you have questions at any point, you can call me, you can email me. We can talk daily during therapy, and we could do all those kinds of things, whatever you need.
Okay.
So it's great talking with you today.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And I